It always starts the same way in Hollywood, with whispers that sound harmless until they ignite an empire. One moment, everything looks picture perfect. The next, social media is on fire and reputations are burning faster than film reels ever could. This time, the center of the storm is Keith Urban, the man whose smile once melted arenas, now caught in a scandal that feels like a country song gone wrong. And standing right beside the wreckage is Nicole Kidman, furious, poised, and ready to protect her world. The alleged culprit? None other than rising artist Maggie Baugh, the newcomer everyone swore was harmless. It began early Sunday when the internet woke up screaming. A blurry clip surfaced across Reddit and TikTok, something private, personal, and unmistakably linked to Keith Urban. Within minutes, hashtags like Long Urban Leak and Nicole vs. Maggie were trending worldwide. What should have been a quiet weekend turned into digital warfare. No one knew where the video came from, but rumors moved faster than facts ever could. The clip itself wasn't explicit, yet it carried a sense of closeness that didn't sit right with fans. Many claimed it looked like a behind-the-scenes moment from one of Keith Urban's writing retreats, a moment never meant for the public eye. And then someone dropped the theory that broke the internet. The footage wasn't stolen by hackers. It came from the inside, from Maggie Baugh herself. For months, Maggie Baugh had been the glowing new face in country music. Fresh voice, humble charm, and a star on the rise. She'd been photographed countless times with Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman, at charity galas, recording sessions, even family events. Fans thought she was a little sister figure, a safe addition to their circle. But when the video leaked, the narrative flipped overnight. Suddenly, every handshake looked suspicious, every smile was overanalyzed, and every old selfie became a clue. No one reacted faster than Nicole Kidman. Witnesses say the actress moved like someone who had seen this kind of betrayal before. Before breakfast, her team was on high alert. Lawyers, PR managers, crisis specialists. By noon, Nicole Kidman had reportedly told her inner circle, "No one humiliates my family." From that moment on, the Hollywood queen turned into a one-woman investigation squad. Insiders whispered that the friendship between Nicole Kidman and Maggie Baugh had already been shaky. They'd worked together briefly on a charity album Keith Urban was producing, and people close to the project noticed tension. Late-night sessions, private calls, messages that conveniently disappeared, all of it painted a picture that made Nicole Kidman uneasy. She wasn't rude to Maggie Baugh, not at first, but those close to her said you could see the distance. In her polite smile, the kind of Hollywood grace that hides real suspicion. Things only got worse when Keith Urban praised Maggie Baugh on stage at the Country Music Awards. He called her the spirit of classic country reborn, and the internet twisted those words faster than wildfire. Suddenly, TikTok edits titled Keith's New Muse and the Next Nicole flooded feeds. Most fans brushed it off, until now. As soon as that mysterious clip surfaced, Nicole Kidman posted a chilling message on Instagram. "Privacy is sacred. Betrayal is unforgivable. Truth will rise." 3 lines. That was all it took. Comment sections exploded, timelines split in half, and every blogger in Los Angeles smelled blood. While Nicole Kidman drew battle lines, Keith Urban said nothing. No denial, no statement, just silence. And that silence screamed louder than any defense could. Paparazzi caught him heading into his studio, eyes down, coffee in hand, a man trying to breathe in a house full of smoke. But the world was already convinced something dark was happening behind closed doors. Then came the twist. A supposed insider claimed Maggie Baugh wasn't hacked. She was the one who filmed it. According to reports, the footage came from a songwriting retreat in Malibu where several musicians had gathered. The clip allegedly showed Keith Urban laughing, relaxed, in a moment of casual vulnerability. Not scandalous, but intimate enough to fuel endless gossip. Whoever released it had access, and Maggie Baugh, as one of the attendees, fit that profile perfectly. Nicole Kidman didn't take the accusation lightly. She allegedly texted Maggie Baugh demanding answers. The reply? None. Maggie Baugh went silent. No public posts, no interviews, nothing. And in Hollywood, silence is louder than confession. Within hours, Nicole Kidman's lawyers contacted every major outlet, demanding removal of the clip. Big sites like TMZ and Page 6 pulled it down almost immediately, but by then it was too late. Copies were everywhere. Reddit threads, Telegram groups, re-uploads under coded titles. Once something hits the internet, it never dies. As the chaos spread, the narrative took shape. Nicole Kidman wasn't just a wife anymore, she was a symbol. Fans started posting edits of her movie scenes from Big Little Lies and The Undoing, calling her Hollywood's ice queen with a heart. She became the face of vengeance, elegance, and pain. Meanwhile, Maggie Baugh's pages turned into digital war zones. Snake emojis, betrayal comments, and entire fan pages demanding she apologize. Her management issued a brief note saying she was taking time for her mental health. Behind the scenes, Keith Urban was caught in the crossfire. His label issued a vague line about him, focusing on family and music, but everyone knew that meant we're trying not to drown. And then, another spark. Anonymous insiders began leaking that Nicole Kidman had hired a private cybersecurity team to trace the video's origin. The same firm that worked with Beyoncé and Taylor Swift, experts in tracking digital fingerprints. Days later, gossip blogs exploded again. The firm reportedly found that the metadata from the leaked video matched Maggie Baugh's personal recording device. Whether that's true or not, no one could prove, but the story spread like gasoline meeting fire. Headlines screamed, "Nicole's team finds digital trail to Maggie Baugh," and from that moment, public sympathy shifted entirely toward Nicole Kidman. Maggie Baugh's team tried to calm things down, claiming her phone was hacked. But fans didn't buy it. "Classic excuse," one viral comment read. "If she's innocent, why delete everything?" Sponsors began quietly distancing themselves. Event organizers scrambled to separate seating plans for upcoming award shows to avoid a red carpet disaster. By the end of that week, Hollywood was divided. Half of the industry stood with Nicole Kidman, the loyal wife defending her marriage. The other half whispered that Maggie Baugh was being sacrificed on the altar of power. And right in the middle of it all, Keith Urban, silent as ever, watched the empire he built start to crack. The calm after the explosion never came. It only got quieter in a dangerous way. Behind closed doors, Nicole Kidman wasn't crying. She was calculating. Insiders whispered that she gathered her team inside her Beverly Hills mansion, phones locked in a bowl, legal pads everywhere. "We're not victims," she allegedly said. "We're setting boundaries." By morning, paperwork was moving. Nicole Kidman had officially filed a legal complaint against Maggie Baugh for emotional distress and reputational damage. It didn't take long for the headlines to roar. "Hollywood Queen goes to war," one read. Lawyers on talk shows picked apart every word, saying if Nicole Kidman could link the leak to Maggie Baugh's device, it would end the young artist's career overnight. Within days, Maggie's brand deals began to evaporate. Perfume endorsements, streaming promotions, even a Nashville charity slot she'd been scheduled to headline. Her social pages went silent again, and that silence was starting to sound like surrender. But just when everyone thought the story was locked, new receipts hit the timeline. Screenshots, allegedly from Maggie Baugh's texts, began circulating. One message read, "Someone's trying to ruin you. I didn't leak anything." Another, "Please talk to me before it's too late." The sender's name wasn't visible, but fans recognized the writing style from Maggie's older posts. Suddenly, the internet split again. What if she wasn't the villain? What if someone inside Keith Urban's camp wanted the chaos? Podcasts began spinning theories. A bitter assistant, a label rival, even a publicity stunt to boost streams before Keith Urban's next release. The timeline of events didn't add up neatly, and that confusion was gasoline for every gossip blog in town. While the internet argued, Nicole Kidman doubled down publicly. At a charity gala, she stood beneath crystal chandeliers, calm and radiant, and said, "Betrayal rarely comes from strangers. It comes from people you trusted to guard your peace." Everyone knew exactly who she meant. Meanwhile, Keith Urban finally broke his silence. Sort of. During a small show in Nashville, he paused mid-set and told the crowd, "When your family faces storms, you learn who's real." No names. No details. But the meaning was clear enough. The clip went viral within hours, racking. Up millions of views and reigniting the Narc Team Nicole tag. Fans framed it as a husband's coded confirmation, though some accused him of feeding the narrative while hiding behind poetic lines. In the background, investigators were still chasing digital trails. Reports claimed Nicole Kidman's hired firm had traced several unauthorized file transfers from a shared cloud used by Keith's creative team, logins connected to Maggie Baugh's old account. Her lawyers shot back immediately, calling it a smear campaign built on unverified data. They demanded that Nicole's camp produce hard evidence or retract the claims. Hollywood hadn't seen a feud this personal since the Amber Heard-Johnny Depp fallout. and every outlet was cashing in. Even Naomi Watts, one of Nicole's closest friends, poured fuel on the fire by liking a shady post that read, "Never bite the hand that lifts you." Fans screenshotted it within seconds. The comment sections exploded again. "Aussie sisterhood stands strong" became the new rally cry for Nicole's supporters. But then came the audio. Late one Friday night, an unknown account dropped a muffled recording said to capture Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban arguing about trust and career sabotage. The voices were tense, emotional, and unmistakably theirs. Within minutes, the clip went viral before being scrubbed from major platforms. Some claimed it revealed Nicole's obsession with control. Others said it showed Keith's guilt over something left unsaid. Either way, the illusion of calm was gone. By now, Maggie Baugh had become both ghost and headline. No interviews, no denials, until one quiet post appeared on her feed. A black and white photo, eyes downcast, captioned, "One day, you'll all know the truth." That single sentence shook the internet harder than the leak itself. 2 million likes in hours. Commenters begged her to speak, demanded evidence, or accused her of playing the victim. But Maggie Baugh said nothing else. Behind the scenes, a few insiders began to whisper another possibility, that Keith Urban himself might have had something to gain from the scandal. A relevance reset, one PR insider called it. After all, controversy sells records, and sympathy sells even more. There was no proof, just speculation. But in Hollywood, rumor feels real when repeated enough times. Nicole Kidman, however, refused to let the story fade. A top-tier crisis agency reportedly advised her to step back and let public attention move on. She allegedly refused. "This isn't publicity," she told them. "It's principle." And maybe that's what makes her both dangerous and magnetic. She fights not for noise, but for control. As award season loomed, organizers quietly rearranged seating charts. Terrified of a confrontation caught on live TV, Keith Urban avoided red carpets. Maggie Baugh's name disappeared from promotional banners. Yet the public still couldn't look away. Every gossip site, every YouTube commentator, every fan account kept dissecting the same question: who was telling the truth? Because this was no longer about a leaked clip. It was about power. Who holds it, who loses it, and who gets buried under it? Nicole Kidman had decades of legacy, a fortress of influence built on silence and strategy. Maggie Baugh had youth, sympathy, and just enough mystery to make people doubt everything they thought they knew. Weeks later, nothing was settled. Lawsuits hung in limbo, PR teams stayed on alert, and Keith Urban kept playing his songs as if lyrics could fix what headlines broke. But one truth lingered. In Hollywood, stories don't end. They just change narrators. So maybe the real question isn't who leaked the video. Maybe it's who wanted it found. It found.